As Morre previously mentioned, we are going to be giving out groundbreaking news. We have a new hiring process, and we are going to be telling you everything that you need to know. And you may be thinking, Caro, I know that's what the title says, that you will be telling me everything that I need to know, but not just that. I think it's, well, I don't think, I do affirm that it's the first time that we will be talking about this during a live session or during a live recording. So you guys buckle up. You will be hearing everything that you need to know. If there's a position that resonated with you during previous presentations that you guys want to apply for at JobDuck, then this webinar is definitely for you.
Yes, for sure. I believe we can move on to the next slide. Okay, guys, so something interesting recently happened. From now on, every open position links directly to a live US employer request. That basically means your application could fill an immediate need. You will notice on our career site, we often have new career opportunities on the site. One day it could be this position. You can wake up tomorrow and it could be something else. That's simply because it is a US employer's request. So that means the application process is much faster. It gives you more flexibility to choose a position that you are most interested in. And yeah, everything is just going to be a smooth sail from here. You are going to complete your application, you are going to apply for that specific position, and if you are successful, you will receive an interview with the US employer. So we are really looking forward to this new change. I think it's going to be spectacular. You are going to wait up to 14 days, from start to finish. And obviously, it all depends on the employer's timeline. It depends on how long you take to complete certain tasks on your application. So it basically takes 14 days from start to finish, more or less. And yeah, it's really, really exciting. And as you can also see, we are committed to supporting you throughout the process. You will be able to receive training from us. We are going to stay in touch with you via WhatsApp, via email, video calls. We are here with you throughout this journey, and we are looking forward to everyone who is currently in the application process and to our new people who are interested in applying. It's going to be a smooth sail, and we are really looking forward to it. So, yeah, it's super exciting. Moving on to the next slide. For starters, you'll know exactly what each role involves because our listing clearly explains the responsibilities. There's no guessing if the position matches your experience and skills. If you were here earlier and we went through our job descriptions, you noticed that we clearly explain the skills you'll need, the type of software you might work with, the responsibilities, the overall job description, the time zones, and all of that. So we give more detail now, so that you clearly understand, what is lying ahead for you and which sort of position you should apply for. In the past, we had, for instance, marketing assistant, but it could have been very broad because in that specific role, you could have been a graphic designer, you could have been a video coordinator, you could have been a social media coordinator. Now it's super specific, and you are going to know exactly what you are applying for. And yeah, that just makes us exciting. And then the application moves quickly, as I mentioned earlier. So each role links to a live US employer request. So your application goes straight to the team handling it when you apply on our career site. And as a result, you don't have to wait in a general pool anymore, which increases your chances of being noticed faster. And finally, you decide which role to apply for instead of waiting to be matched. This lets you focus on positions where you'll perform at your best, which could open doors for growth and future opportunities within the company. You will also notice you can apply for up to 3 positions. Please do not apply for more. But if you see other positions that could also fit your skills and experience, we highly encourage you to apply. It is going to increase your chances of working with us. But yeah, I'm super excited about the future and our new hiring process.
Okay, you guys, now this is the part where it gets interesting. If you guys are taking notes, for sure it is a part that you want to listen. So Morne just did a great job in summarizing about getting getting you guys to know a little bit more about why this is a new application process. As he mentioned, you can now apply up to 3 positions, which is a huge change because before you were only able to apply to one. And as Morne says, for example, with the marketing assistant position, you didn't know exactly what you were going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, but you did know the skills that you needed. But right now, you will know in a more specific way what you will be applying for. Okay, so now that we got that in to the PPT, we will be talking about the steps to apply. So, how to submit your application is probably something that you guys are wondering. Okay, you guys are dying to apply, but you guys don't know how to submit the application. So, first of all, you will go into our career site that is at jobjot.com. If you guys search jobjot.com, it's not that hard to find us. I don't think there's another staffing company with the same name that involves a duck and the name job. So go ahead and look for jobdot.com, and then you will click on a button that's on the right upper hand corner that says apply now. So there you will find a couple of roles. Remember to find the roles that are available in your country. That's something that I mentioned a lot, but it's a step that is very important. If you are going to be working from Honduras, make sure that you are applying for a position that is for people from Honduras. If you are working from Colombia, make sure to apply for positions that are available for people in Colombia. Okay, so now that you found out sort of which roles apply for you, especially based on your skills, on your experience, all of that jazz, and you feel like they resonate with you and that it's something that you can do and that you will like, that's also important, you will use autofill with resume to save time. So what does this mean? This means if you have your resume ready to go, remember to have your resume ready in English. In the case of marketing, you will need your portfolio. Yesterday, we had a couple of questions regarding this. If you have previous jobs, let's say that you're a graphic designer and your previous experience was done in Spanish or in Portuguese, you don't have to translate every single one of those designs. Don't worry. Don't like jump off your seat and be like, oh my God, I have to redo my whole marketing portfolio. That's not the case, but translate what you can translate. In the case for marketing positions, if you are not going to be applying to a marketing don't worry, you will not need a marketing portfolio. This only applies to marketing positions. So after this, you will create an account or sign in. What do we mean by this? We will ask you the basic things that you normally get asked, your name, your last name, your email, a password. You will also be asked for which country you live in and all of that jazz. When that gets done, you will complete your information and my information and my experience. Remember, you guys, take a moment to fill this out. Don't try to fill this out as quick as possible because you have to read with detail each single blank space that you have to fill out. So I know that sometimes the nerves can betray us, and it could be that you are filling out a wrong email, even a wrong last name, or a wrong skill. So don't let that happen to you. Take the time, get a cup of water, get a cup of tea, whatever you would like to drink, and just sit down and try to fill this with a lot of detail. You will answer application questions thoughtfully. As I mentioned, you should do this in a thoughtful way. Don't try to be super quick in answering just to get it out of the way. You remember, this is a full-time job that is a long-term job, so don't try to rush things. After you review, that's also super important. Once you're done filling this out thoughtfully, you will click review, you will click submit. So that's a little check mark that you guys can mark. After that, you will complete your initial interview. When you register for your initial interview, you will use the same email as your application. So have this be your regular email that you use on a day-to-day basis. I know that there's a certain age when you start checking your email more than social media, so make sure to go and put that email in, not another one, so that you can have easy access to your profile on JobDuck. Then you will record your interview within 24 hours. It will last up to 5 to 10 minutes. So I know that this sounds a little bit nerve-wracking. What do you mean? I will record myself, but no pressure. I mean, you will have 24 hours to prepare for this, or a little bit less, but make sure to practice by chatting with someone. It could be a family member, it could maybe be with a friend, a roomie, a loved one, whoever, or maybe if you don't want that, you can always practice looking in the mirror. You can give it a get-go before you record the actual interview. You can record on the camera app on your phone and check if everything is good to go. We have actually a blog on our Instagram, I believe. It should be on all of our social media, but I think it's easier to find it that way. And it talks about um how to have a good video. So it's the basic things, which is having good lighting. Don't be like in a really, really dark place where you can barely see your face. Um, Obviously have no sound around you, which is something that's really important. You can use headphones to avoid having any background noise because sometimes background noise doesn't depend on us. It can be someone in the street going by yelling, it can be a dog, it can be a family member or whoever. So make sure that if you want to give it a good sound, use headphones because you don't want to be about to end or on the last minute and then someone yell like, "Hey, Gato, come down. You have to pick up the door." That's not something that you want to happen. And also let people know around you that you will be recording a job interview so that they try to be as respectful as possible around you and try to not make so much background noise that will get you distracted. But as I was saying, if you have never recorded yourself, for example, a video or whatnot in the previous situation, don't be afraid to try and record yourself before that you record your actual interview. It's pretty quick. It goes by a lot faster than you think. I remember when I recorded my video with the previous application process, but we still had to record a video. I believe it was around 3 minutes long. I had no clue how I was going to fill in those 3 minutes, but once I started recording, I think I even went overtime because I had little flashcards. Also, something that's really important, don't read those flashcards like super robotic, like, "Hi, I'm Gano, I'm 26 years old, I'm from Mexico, and I would like to apply to JobDuck because I am very good at being time organized." That's like an example of what not to do. Don't think that it is what you should do. Try and be friendly, try and be yourself as if you were chatting on FaceTime with a friend. That's just an example. But you can always use flashcards because I do understand that you can sometimes forget what you had to say or what you wanted to say, but always try and look natural. Don't read it. Um, I know that after a few tries with not reading your flashcards, you will get it. I mean, it's if it's something that you wrote, don't worry about memorizing it because I mean, it's something that you yourself wrote, so don't worry about that. And then we have tips, and it's read and follow instructions before recording your initial interview. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but make sure to read the instructions very carefully. Test your camera and microphone, test that everything's working out correctly. Keep both on during the interview. So this is important. You do have to have your camera on. It's not just like a voice note type of thing. And then dress professionally and stay positive. You guys don't want to be laying down in your bed in your bathrobe, like, "Hi, I want to apply to a job because I want to work from home so I can be in my bathrobe all day." That's not something that we are looking for. And remember that this is a full-time position. So if you were to go to an office job, you wouldn't be wearing a bathrobe or be in your pajamas, for example. So make sure to dress professionally as if you were going to an in-person job interview. Stay calm, answer honestly, and enjoy the interview. You guys, as I said previously, if you write your own flashcards, if you write what you're going to say on your own, there's no need to answer in a robotic way. You just have to answer in an honest way what you're being asked. And I mean, only professionals are going to be looking at your video. It's not going to be posted on our social media. It's not going to be posted on your social media or for someone else to see. So no worry about that. No worries about that. I can't say don't be shy because I know that there's people that are a little bit more introverted. As Eric said at the very beginning of this PPT, he was like, "I don't know how Morne got to do it." I mean, Morne, I remember my first live session. I was so nervous the whole time. My hands were sweating. I was like, "Oh my God, what if I mess up?" But right now, it obviously flows a lot better, but that comes with practice. And I remember that when I felt that I was going to say something that was in my mind, not something that has to be like super strict with like numbers, or I wasn't going to say like this specific number that I had to memorize, I calmed down so much more. So have that be an experience for you guys. I mean, it's talking about your previous experience, your skills, it's talking about yourself, it's not talking about something, subject that you don't know about, for example, that things that we did used to do in middle school, that it was like this new subject that you had no clue about. You had to study about it and then present it. That's not the case with this job interview. You will be talking about yourself, you will be talking about your experience. So no pressure to memorize what you're going to say. And last but not least, no, I mean, it's step number three, but you will have the screening conversation. So this conversation, it will be a video call. It can be through phone, WhatsApp, or email. And also it verifies your information and matches your employer's needs. So this is basically to verify that the person that is applying is a real person because we don't want anyone to scam us. I know that sometimes people are like, "Oh my God, you guys are a scam." But that is not true. Actually, that's why we have this type of steps. And remember, you guys, we will never reach out for money. We will never reach out. You will never encounter, like, if you want to get a job or if you want to get the job that you applied for, you have to send a PayPal deposit to this number. That will never happen. So if that ever happens, be sure and report it and be sure and not to fall into that. So yes, basically screening conversations is about this. You will discuss about your background, expectations, and next steps. So right in this step of the process, it will be a little bit more clear about what you have to do moving on. For example, documents that you need, the time zone that you will be working for, sort of like all of those questions that you had at the very beginning that it was a little bit unclear. In this step, you will get a little bit more cleared up. So you will also be told multiple tools used to move you quickly through the process. So this is like a very important part, but most of this part is because we need to verify that you are an actual person, that you're not a robot. And the fourth step is upload the required documents. So once you stop the screening conversation part, make sure to have your documents ready to go. So you will log into the candidate home on our career site, and then you will upload your ID, your previous references, and any other required documents. Take time to follow instructions and double check your files. This is super important. You guys make sure that you're uploading the files that you're being asked for. Make sure that you're uploading them in the format that we request, please. That's also something super important. Sometimes when people go into our platform, they think, oh, I can't upload my ID, something is wrong with the platform, and maybe they're trying to upload it in PNG, for example, and like as a picture, but we need it in PDF or doc. So please make sure that you are uploading that in the format that we are requesting, and double check that you are uploading the requested documents. Step number 5 and 6. Okay, so after this, you will move on to the US employer interview. They will do a background check requested before your interview. Test your camera. That's something super important because this is the actual interview that you will be having with your possible future US employer. So you don't want to have Wi-Fi issues that day. You don't want to have like a camera issue or your microphone is not working. So make sure that you check that 20 minutes beforehand and you're just patiently waiting. You can read a quick book. Well, not a quick book, but you could read and wait for a while sitting on your desk before the actual interview starts. But make sure that everything is working correctly and that you have like a plan B just in case. For example, that you have cellular data just in case your Wi-Fi starts acting weird that day, that specific hour. I hope that that doesn't happen to any of you guys, but I mean, things happened. Things happen, so make sure that you have like a plan B just in case and that you're prepared. Also, dress professionally and arrive on time. This is something really important because I mean, it's the first impression that you will be having with your US employer, so you don't want to be like caught off guard or dressing in gym clothes, let's say. Dress as if you were going to have that interview in person. Also, arrive on time. As I said previously, make sure that you check everything beforehand. I can't say 5 minutes because 5 minutes, I mean, that's way, way too little time. So make sure that you check it about 20 minutes beforehand, that your computer is updated and whatnot, so you don't have any problems with that. Answer your questions truthfully and give your best effort. This is also something that is very important. Don't feel pressured to answer something that is not true because this is the US employer. Don't feel intimidated. They're people as well. Apart from the part that we are looking for someone to best accommodate them, we are also looking out for you guys. So don't feel like you have to lie a certain way to them or that you have to say certain things to them. Just try and be yourself. This is the person that if you do move on in this process, you will be working with each day. So remember to be yourself. Give your best effort. If you want to practice beforehand having this interview, make sure to translate words that you know that you normally mention during job interviews, especially if this is your first interview in English, for example, make sure to remember sort of what you would answer in your native language, which could be Spanish, Portuguese, Afrikaan. Make sure to translate those words beforehand so that you don't find yourself in a situation that you're like, oh, I know what I have to answer. I just don't know how to answer in English. Make sure to translate those type of small words and take notes. I mean, that's something, don't read them, don't like sound very robotic to everything that they ask you, but do try and be as much as prepared as possible. And then celebrate your success. I mean, this is probably the last step in the step that everyone wants to get to. And it is, if you're hired, you will receive an employment agreement package to review and sign. Our team guides will guide you through onboarding, and if not hired, you will, hold on, give me 1 second because my little bar is here. Okay. You will apply for other opportunities that match your skills. Okay, I'm going to go in order. So first of all, you will receive the employment agreement package to review and sign. This package, you will be able to sign it online. You don't have to like go anywhere and sign this and then turn it in. No, this will be on a special platform that will receive an actual signature based on your official ID and whatnot, but no worries. It's pretty intuitive, so you don't have to do anything beforehand yourself. And also, our team guides will guide you through onboarding. I know that since this is a virtual position, sometimes you can feel a little bit lost about what's the next step, what you have to do. You have a ton of questions regarding holidays, lunch breaks, your time zone, whatnot. But through this onboarding process, honestly, our team guides, they are very prepared to know what to answer. What are the questions that the majority of us have when we start a new job? For example, whenever I was going through onboarding, I remember the day before I started, I was very nervous. I had so many questions because um I had never worked for a company that was 100% virtual, so I didn't know what to expect. And I remember her name was Dani, and she was so nice. She had this whole presentation figured out. She had a lot of walkthrough videos that answered every single one of those questions and more, so no worries about that. That's like the whole onboarding part. And I know that if you guys get to this amazing step, you guys will have the same experience without a doubt. And something that JobDuck has is that these team guides, they will always be giving you a helping hand. I know that right now, even though I've been at JobDuck for almost 2 years, if I reach out to her like, hey, I remember that at onboarding you talked about this, but I was wondering about this, I know that she will still answer with a smile and a really helping hand. So that's something that I can guarantee that will happen to you guys as well. Okay, so if you are not hired, apply for other opportunities that match your skills. I know that sometimes people fail. Um, let's say the third step or the second step, remember that you guys can apply for a job position at JobDuck 2 times a year. Make sure to wait at least a month. Read carefully our resources, any information that we give out on our newsletters. Like yesterday during our guest session, one of the staffers was get to know JobDuck, get to know what they offer, what you need to offer, like get to know a little bit more that this isn't just a job position that you will fill out and be rejected or be accepted. Make sure that you are getting to know who we are before you apply again and not just apply again like as soon as possible. Give it a month or so. But if, for example, in the US employer interview, you failed that part, you can always apply to another job. Not the same position, but you can apply to another position. So I hope that that clears everything up. Remember, if you have any questions about what I have been saying during these steps, you can always write them in the chat. If the people behind the scenes, which shout out, they're doing an amazing job trying to answer as quick as possible. Don't answer. Morne and I will have a small question segment at the very end. But Morne, I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Caro. That was thoroughly and well explained. And yeah, I love what you mentioned regarding the information that the people need to gather. The more you learn about our company, the better. And yeah, we have all the resources on our website, past webinars, blogs, weekly tea testimonials if you'd like to learn more about our company. So there are plenty of things you can learn about JobDoc, and it's available on our website and it's completely free. But now you may be wondering, what steps should you take to put your best foot forward in order to work with us? Now, first of all, one of the important things is that you need to keep your resume simple. For instance, you need to have standard fonts and no graphics. First of all, it's important for the autofill with your resume step, because the system picks up, when it's like a regular document and you don't include different fonts and, graphics and all of these things. So it is going to make that specific step simpler for you and faster, because the system is going to fill it out for you. If you joined me earlier when I walked you through that specific step, you would have noticed how much the system actually filled in, and that's the information that was coming from my resume. But secondly, also, people want to read and learn more about your skills and yourself and all of that. If you have too many graphics and stuff on your document, it can be distracting. So let's have like a clear resume, add your skills, your experience, and more about yourself. If you have any degrees, your current employer or company, and just the basic and much needed information instead of trying to make it as pretty as possible. And then secondly, this also ties to the resume as well, but you need to focus on positions that match your skills and customize your resume for each role. So if you have experience as a marketing assistant, then obviously it's best to apply for the marketing assistant position instead of trying to apply for a legal assistant position if you do not have experience in that field. But now, for example, let's say you have experience as a marketing assistant, but you also have experience as an executive assistant. Then you need to fill out your resume firstly by adding skills and experience you have in marketing and submit your application. Secondly, if you would like to apply for the second position, be sure to include the skills you have for the second role, the skills and experience you have, add it to your resume, and then submit that application as well. Because obviously, if you add skills, marketing skills to the executive, or executive skills to the marketing, then you might not be the best match, even though you can actually do the job. You just didn't fill in the skills needed for that specific position. So therefore, it's really, really important to do that. And then also take advantage of our free training program. So within the application, we are going to send you emails to invite you to enroll in our training program. So we have a bunch of courses there. First of all, one of the courses we have is how to master interviews. So for example, you can learn more about how to actually master an interview. The courses are not long. It's not going to take a lot of time, but it is super insightful. We also have courses on what it's like to work at a US law firm. So with that specific course, you can learn more about basic legal terminology and what it is actually like working with a US law firm, because probably not a lot of us have been working, with a US law firm in the past. So these courses are amazing. It's completely free, and we highly encourage you to take them. Now, not all of the courses are mandatory, so you are not required to take all the courses, but it is going to benefit you at the end of the day, because it's courses on general remote work, and it's going to give you the opportunity to learn more about remote work. And that is a benefit that can really take you to the next level. So if you receive those emails, take the opportunity. I understand that we are all super busy, and we don't always have time to take these courses and to complete the courses. But if you find some space and you have a moment or two, please be sure to check them out. The courses are not long, and as I mentioned, it is really going to benefit you. And then lastly, activate job alerts to track opportunities. It's also something I've showed earlier, but if you didn't join the session earlier, It's basically a section within your candidate homepage tab. There is an option to activate the job alerts. So basically what you can do is you can fill in the position you'd like to get alerted for. For example, if you are interested in a marketing assistant position, be sure to fill that requirements and you will get alerted. We have daily alerts as well as weekly alerts, so it's all up to you, how fast you'd like to get alerted on these specific roles. So the choice is all yours, but yeah, it's also going to benefit you greatly. And as we also mentioned earlier, you can apply for up to 3 positions at a time. Please be sure not to apply for more. But also keep in mind that if you decide to apply for 3 positions at the same time, that you do have the skills and experience for those roles. Because maybe you have some experience in something else, and then tomorrow a different position comes up, and you actually have experience for that role, but then you decided earlier to apply for 3 positions. So please just apply for roles you are confident in, and remember to constantly update your resume as well as the skills and things within our application process as well. Okay, so and then we also have some extra advice, guys. It's something Carol also mentioned earlier. It's really important to double check the autofill information. Yes, the system is really cool because it is filling out a lot of information and it's saving you time. But perhaps there could have been maybe an error in your resume, or maybe the system made an error. So it's really important to double check everything before you submit your application. Something simple can maybe cost you an amazing opportunity. So please be sure to double check your information. Attention to detail is really, really critical when it comes to applying for our positions. And also proofread and ensure consistent formatting. That's also really important. We know that first impressions matter. It's really important. And if your resume is full of grammar errors or spelling errors and whatnot, it might not leave a good impression. So please be sure. You can always use apps, such as Grammarly, for example, to assist you with those regards. If you have some spelling errors or grammar errors, but yeah, just make sure that that is also smooth, because it's really important. And then we should also submit our documents in English. I saw a question actually earlier. Yeah, the resume should be submitted in English, and it is in the .doc format, PDF, and there are some other formats as well. Once you enter our career site and the application site, you will see there are a couple of options there. But please make sure to upload it in the right format, because otherwise the system won't take your document. And then furthermore, it's really important to enjoy the process. You are taking the opportunity. I also mentioned earlier today that we had limited seats for our Jobapalooza job fair, and I know that a lot of people still want to join the job fair, but those of you who are here today are actually extremely lucky, because the seats got filled. We only had limited seats available, and you are here today. You are learning more about JobDoc. You registered for the event. You took the shot immediately when it came up, because you want to learn more about our company, and here you are today. So first of all, enjoy this. Enjoy the information we share. Enjoy your own process. When it comes to applying for a position, when it comes to your initial interview, the interview with the US employer, everything you do, the screening conversation, be proud of yourself, throughout every step. Be proud of yourself today for being here, for taking the time to be here with us. I see a couple of names here who I have morning or earlier when we started our Jobapalooza fair, and you guys are still here. So yeah, just pat yourself on the back, be proud of yourself. It shows that you are dedicated, you are passionate, and you want to be here, and it's something that's truly amazing. And then also, guys, please don't be afraid to reach out to us with any questions. We have our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We have our emails. You can reach out to us via email. The team is also constantly in communication with you. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any doubts, take the opportunity to ask us. We are here for you. We want you to succeed. We want you guys to work with us. So take every opportunity with both hands, and yeah, just be curious, guys. Don't be afraid to ask your questions. Don't feel like you are going to be get annoying if you start asking us too many questions, because it's not the truth. We are here for you and we want you to succeed. So yeah. Okay, so then for our final thoughts, so today we discussed that our process now gives you more control and better chances to succeed. Because, for example, the marketing assistant position was brought before, and now it clearly shows you that it's either a social media coordinator, video coordinator, graphic designer, and what else. So if you have skills in that specific job, it is going to increase your chances of working with us. You are also allowed to apply to up to 3 positions. For those ones, obviously, of which you have the skills and experience. Furthermore, follow the tips on our website, our blogs, our resources, this Jobapalooza event, our live sessions, because we are trying to give you the best information. We've all been through the application process, obviously not the new one now, but we understand more or less what it takes to work with JobDoc, and we are trying to provide the best information for you guys, especially those who always show up, the ones who always gather the information, who always downloads the resources, read the blogs. We want to help you guys because we know you want to be here. And then it's also important to pay close attention to detail throughout every single step of the application. Especially when it also comes to your resume and the autofill, please make sure that all the details are correct. And then apply with confidence. If you have the necessary skills for a certain position. I know at times we can doubt ourselves because at the end of the day we are just human. But if we doubt ourselves too much, um, it could drag us away from what we actually want to become. So we should just believe in ourselves, believe in our skills, and take this opportunity. Believe that you have what it takes, and whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, you can simply pat yourself on the back no matter what, because you knew you gave it your all, and that's all that matters. And then furthermore, we want you to explore our career opportunities if you haven't done so already. I will ask the team to please share the link to our career opportunities in the comment section and then apply now. And then furthermore, the process takes around 14 days, but timing can vary depending on candidate responsiveness, how quickly documents are provided, and obviously the employer's timeline. And then furthermore, we wish you the very best of luck. We are excited about this journey. We hope to meet you all. We hope to work with all of you. The names we have been seeing here today, thank you so much for being here, from the start to the finish line, and everyone else who have also joined in between. It's really amazing for us. We don't always get to see what happens behind the scenes, but obviously planning such an event, also takes quite a lot of time, and we wanted to make sure that throughout day 1 and day 2 of Jobapalooza, we provide the best possible information for you guys to succeed, because we want you to work with us. So yeah, thank you so much.